Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is the 23rd Pauri of War Rag Maj Mahalla Pehla. Slok Mahalla Pehla. Maaro Meeh na Tripatya, Aggi lahe na Pukh. Raja Raj na Tripatya, Sair Pare ki Sukh. Nanak Sache Naam ki Keti Pucho Puch. Ne falang tas janmas sajavat, Brahm na bindate. Sarang sansars गुर प्रसादी तरह के. करण कारण समरथ है, कहो नानक बिचारे. कारण करते वस है, जिन कल रखी तारे. पौड़ी. खसमे के दरबार ढाडी वसया, सच्चा खसम कलान कमल विगसया. खसमे पूरा पाए मनो रहस्या, दुश्मन कड्डे मार सज्जन सरसया. सच्चा सतगुर सेवन, सच्चा मार्ग दस्या. सच्चा शब्द विचार काल विदोस्या. सच्चा शब्द विचार काल विदोस्या. ढाडी कथे अकथ शब्द सवारिया. नानक गुण गह रास हर जियो मिले प्यारिया. Relatively short, but the central idea is to live a fruitful life, one has to tap into the creative source of our lives, which is the self within. And it starts by saying, Maaro Meeh na Tripatya. Just as the desert cannot be satiated by rain, it still remains dry. Aggi lahe na pukh. Fire is never satisfied with fuel. You can keep feeding it, it'll keep burning. Raja Raj na Tripatya. Ever seen a king who tires of ruling? No. Sair pare ki sukh. Who can fill an ocean? You can't. So similarly, what can be said of self, of the self and self-knowledge? Naam. Nanak Sache Naam ki Keti Pucho Puch. How much are we going to spend our time in just asking about it rather than getting on the path? And therefore, those who don't get on the path are really leading a fruitless life. There is nothing that is fruitful about such a life. It is not successful. Ne phalang. Phalang, fruit. Fruitless is that life. It is a failure, in other words. Tis janama sajavat. Ne phalang tis janama sajavat. Life is wasted when, or in that life, where Brahmana binde, rather, not Param, Brahmana binde. That is to say, where self-knowledge is not recognized. Sagarang sansaras gur prasadi tareh ke. The world has been compared to an ocean of fear, actually. And this is really the ocean of consciousness that one has to cross over. And Bani says, you just cannot cross over this ocean to the other side, meaning where the self is, where the har is, without the guidance of the Guru, Guru Prasadi, without the insight of the Guru. And we have seen this theme occur repeatedly so far. So hopefully some of this is beginning to settle in. If it hasn't, then we are in trouble. He goes on, Karan karan samrath hai, kaho nanak bichar. Nanak expresses this view. And what is this view? That the omnipotent, Karan karan, is the cause and the effect, both. And Karan karte vas hai. The ultimate cause resides with the Creator. It is the Creator. Jin kal rakhi tar. The Creator supports this creation with its power. The ultimate cause, that's the lever that the Creator has. And in the Pauri, we talk about the progression of the mind, which is referred to as a tardi, a minstrel, one who is singing, in other words, one who is seeking. Khasme ke darbar tardi vasya, at the threshold of the self. Darbar is that threshold of the self. There the mind sings and glorifies, in other words, the cultivation of virtues. Sacha khasam kalan kamal vigsya. Kamal vigsya, the symbolism of the lotus, which is wisdom. Wisdom dawns on the mind at that threshold. So this is that progression. You're at the threshold and there wisdom dawns. Khasmo pura pai manoharasya, from the khasam, from the master, awareness of self-knowledge is received. It's coming from there. Khasmo pura pai manoharasya, in the mind. What happens? Dushman kadde maar, the enemies are expelled. Sajjana sarsya, the friends have been invited in. Now, who are these enemies and who are the friends? This is a reference to vices and virtues. You exchange, you swap your vices for your virtues. It's another way of saying acquiring divine qualities. Sacha Satguru Sevan, Sacha Margadasya, under the tutelage of the perfect Guru, is the true path found. Sacha a-sabad-a-day, kal vidhosya. Having trouble with this word. So reflection on the true discourse of the enlightener destroys the fear of death, which is our primal anxiety. So that anxiety is lost. Tardi kathe akat sabad savarya. Sabad savarya, the discourse of the enlightener is transforming. Savarna means to decorate. So what happens is the ego mind is now transformed and becomes like the self. In other words, it expands. And so through the transforming power of the discourse, the minstrel, namely the mind, gets the capacity to describe the indescribable. Hi kathe akat sabad savarya. What does that mean, to be able to describe the indescribable? It means that you have awakened faculties within yourself, like intuitive awareness that does not rely on the physical senses, does not rely on speech to describe something or feel something. That's the expansion. Nanak gun geh ras harjiyo mile pyarya. So when you mine the wealth of self-awareness, dig deep into the wealth of self-awareness, you will find the self through the guidance of the Guru. On that note, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.